This is me with my son in like what is the date is on? 1990, meeting the Lubavitcher Rebbe, giving my kids $1. You know, like, I was the fastest guy they ever got into the cult of Judaism, for sure. You know, my dad died when it was the day after I turned 24. And it would put me in a very propitious mood for these religious things. Growing up in Minneapolis, I used to help my mom stud hams with cloves. We were not exactly kosher, but we were pretty Zionistic. So I was susceptible to the Jewish ideas. And I was really fortunate that in my travels, a record producer said to me one day, he goes, I could take you to meet Lenny Waronker, you know, the head of Warner Brothers Records. He goes, I used to date Diane Keaton. He said, I could take you there. But today, I was also in Woody Allen movies. I could take you there. But tonight, I'm going to take you to my main connection. It's a religious Jew in Brooklyn. And like, I'm going to freak out, like, oh no. I'm like, definitely take it. So I meet this guy, you might know him, Simon Jacobson. You ever heard of him? He wrote a book called Toward a Meaningful Life, a Jewish rabbi. So he brought me to this Simon Jacobson's house, and you know, I thought it was interesting and great. The first thing I thought was, Simon is, you know, a pretty big guy. He's a big bone guy, you might say. And a bearded, hirsute dude. I'm like, okay, what's the deal with his wife? She's such a fox. I don't get it. How does this happen in this culture? What's going on? A lot of it was just interesting to me. And there were pictures of Rebbe all around. And we started talking, and late, and this guy that had brought me there, this record producer, went back to the city, went back to New York. So just Simon and I were talking, and I said, well, what's the deal with this Rebbe? Looks like it's pretty cultish, all these pictures. And he goes, the Rebbe for me is inspiring, like a grandfather. I like the pictures, they inspire me. And then it gets late, you know, when the conversations get late at night and they get like deep. His wife, you know, good-looking wife, went to bed, and it was just he and I. There was chocolate, coffee beans on the table, which I'd never had from Minnesota. It was delicious. Tea, and it was look, a tzaddik. You ever heard the word tzaddik before? Everyone knows the word. But usually when you use the word, it's like, oh, they go fine. He's a tzaddik. He lent me his tools. But what Simon meant was a tzaddik was a person for whom there was no sense of self. It was only about altruistic acts for other people 24 hours a day, whether you believe that or not. He said, well, look, and I know now, of course, he was referring to the Lubavitcher Rebbe. He goes, a tzaddik could do anything. I'm like, really? Could he fly? And you know, Simon didn't flinch. He wasn't defensive. He goes, look, I've never heard anyone, I've never personally seen anyone flying. Like, not precluding the possibility that someone could fly. He goes, but understand one thing. He goes, to a tzaddik, whether they're walking on the surface of the earth or flying 30, 40 feet above it, what's the difference in terms of the miraculousness? It's no difference. I'm like, wait a minute. You ever hear something like that, like one thing that completely takes your life in a different direction? I'm like, wait, are you saying that that's like Judaism? He goes, yes. It's about finding the miracle in every part of existence. I will tell you, I went out the next day, bang, I got a talus, 14-year-old. And I was like into the cult in 1 second by one thing that he said. So I started, you know, I saw the Rebbe, he gave me, you know, blessings and everything. So I started writing songs that were like, not overtly Jewish, like about dreidels or anything, but they definitely had like a Jewish thing. and had a record deal, and I told the record company president, who's this Italian guy named Lou Maglia, Oliver Shalom, and I told him, like, you know, I can't do this such and such a tour. I remember who it was. I'm now keeping this thing called Shabbos. And he literally belly laughed. He goes, Shabbos? Are you kidding me? Shabbos? I said, no, I'm pretty serious about it. And I told him about it. Even though it made his job as record company president at Island impossible to promote me, he was so interested in Shabbos and so supportive of me. It was crazy. He was like, look, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, but I could see that you really believe it, and he went with it. So this is one song that I wrote. I wrote it having an esteemed father-in-law, and we were going to be on the Chabad telethon. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just write a song that we could play together with Harry Dean Stanton. And the chords were too complicated. We played Hava Nagila Hava instead, but I still have the song. And you know, sometimes you think, well, what's like a song that could be like your song that would, if you had to have it in 120 years on your like tombstone or something, what message would you say? What would be your song? That's probably be my song. It's called Impermanent Things. All these impermanent things, oh, how they fool me, dominate and rule me. They keep me waiting here forever. All these impermanent things, where the beauty's never aging, but the worthlessness and raging. Won't stand alone when we're together. And why keep hanging on to things that never stay? Yeah, things that just keep stringing us along from day to day. All these impermanent things, present yet elusive, passive yet abusive, tearing up the heart and the sides. All these impermanent things, pouring in all directions like second-hand reflections, and leading us to subtle shades of fire. Why keep hanging on to things that never stay? Yeah, things that just keep stringing us along from day to day. All these impermanent things, trying to convince me, baptize my soul and rinse me, purge my mind of honesty and fire. All these impermanent things, will they all add up to zero and make believe that they're my heroes. Then they fill my mind with doubt and false desire. Why keep hanging on to things that never stay? Yeah, things that just keep stringing us along from day to day.